Hello everyone, so today we're going to be talking about the Celestial Dawn, the patch preview, and basically I'm going to break down most of the important things. So before I dive into that, I want to make a small announcement that you guys can follow me on Twitch. I am now going to be streaming on Twitch and not on YouTube. The main reason I'm doing this is so that I can differentiate my YouTube videos with my streams. Because what I realized by streaming on YouTube, it feels like my YouTube channel's become a little bit too cluttered with too many live streams and not enough, like quality good videos. So I'm going to be doing all my streaming on Twitch, and then what I will do on my YouTube is I might clip out like the highlights for the live streams and post it there, as well as I'll continue to upload my regular, my guide videos, my breakdowns, my patch previews like these, and stuff like that. I'll be putting that all onto YouTube, and live streaming will be on Twitch. So please do click in the description below. Please click the little link for my Twitch channel and follow me there so that you guys get notified whenever I do stream. But anyhow, let's go back straight into the Celestial Dawn patch preview. So what are they releasing? They're releasing the Circle of Sundering, which is the Master Hong solo dungeon. If you look at the description below, I have linked Lucid's video about it. He uploaded a couple months back. It's still very good, very useful. Make sure to watch it if you're planning to do Circle of Sundering. It's very important that you learn how to do this dungeon, mainly because you're going to be getting your bracelet from this. So, we're going to be farming this dungeon to get your bracelet material so that you can upgrade to your new bracelet, which is very, very strong for a lot of classes. I recommend every class to get it if you can do the dungeon. There's also a couple new things that will also drop from the Master Hong solo dungeon. One is the Remembrance Necklace, which is basically the PvP upgrade from the Hellion Necklace that you get from Ransack Treasury. So for those who PvP, you might want to do Ransack Treasury, get your Hellion Neck, and then upgrade it. So another thing that might be interesting for a lot of you is that you can also get Hepta Obsidians from doing the Master Hong dungeon. However, it does cost quite a lot of these Tranquility emblems. However, they are Heptas, so that is extremely, extremely useful. So, if you have a lot of time, or if you can do this dungeon very easily, very quickly, it is a possibility to farm this to get your Hepta Obsidians so that you can finally upgrade to that Octa. So they also added a new PvP glove. We have the King's gloves for our PvE content, and for the PvP content you have your Starfire gloves. So just make sure if you're going PvP, especially if you do a lot of 6v6, you can obviously go to the Starfire gloves. And you can get these gloves also from the Circle of Sundering, and it upgrades from the Yaoharan gloves from Outlaw Island. So that covers Circle of Sundering. Nice and easy, very simple dungeon. Just make sure you watch the video, you know the mechanics, and then jump into it. Then it'll be a lot easier. For those who want to see me suffer, I will be streaming this whenever I have time. Probably on a Thursday at 9 AM EST, I will be streaming myself doing this dungeon and probably face palming and trying to kill myself. But yeah, you can look forward to that if you would like to tune in. Again, it will be on my Twitch stream. So another thing that they're also implementing is the Nightfall Sanctuary Boss 3 and Boss 4. So Boss 4 is the final boss in Nightfall Sanctuary or Twilight Temple, and you'll be able to get your Celestial Weapon from it. I'm gonna keep calling it the Grand Celestial Weapon because I'm just used to calling it that. But I don't know what the NA server's final name is. Grand Celestial Weapon sounds good to me, so I hope they stick with that name. But yeah, so Aransu 9 to Grand Celestial 3 is gonna cost a ton of money. However, you can also upgrade from Aransu 6 directly to Grand Celestial 1 if you'd like. I'm not gonna cover these costs because it's too far away for me. I just got my Aransu 3 and it's relatively late game. So those who are interested, I'll have a link to the Reddit post which you can just check out. It's got a huge TLDR there, and yeah, you can just check it out there. So there's a new event coming up on the next patch, which is called the Guildstone event. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to knock out your dailies, you're going to get 6 of these stones, and then there are 2 optional dungeons which you can do additionally to get a total of 8 stones every day. So with these stones you could get these Nebula Stones. So why do you need these Nebula Stones? It's mainly because these Nebula Stones will reduce the price to upgrade your weapons. So this goes from Baleful or Serath 1 all the way up to Raven 6. And obviously they do give you the option to go Dawnforge and Riftwalk. However, unless you're a destroyer, I don't recommend going that path. All other classes other than destroyers should go the Raven path. However, if you're like me and you're already past Raven 6, let's say, you're Raven 9 like me, or even Aransu 3, you will not want to spend your guild stones on these Nebula Stones because you don't need them anymore. So there's a few things that I've highlighted that are rather interesting. One is Raven King Souls. They cost 18 of them if you need them to get to that, Raven 6 to Raven 9. Another is Blackstone Fragments if you need them. There's the 5 Legendary Element Bundle, the 5 Legendary Jewel Bundle. There's the Home Moon Hexagems. There's Hive Queen Wings and Raven Feathers. And other than these, then the rest is Sacred Oil. If you're not sure what you want to get, just go Sacred Oils. I think someone did the math and you can get 4 Sacred Oils if you just do your dailies every single day per character. However, if you do the optional 2 dungeons, so if you get 8 every day, you can get an additional oil. So that makes it 5 oils for the duration of the event for every character. So if you're in dire need of oils, I recommend you to do the dailies every day on multiple characters, get your 4 oils, and yeah, 4 oils per character, it's not too bad. So considering that the daily challenge, there's always the incentive to do your daily challenge every day anyway, because you need the materials. So getting that 4 extra sacred oils is a huge bonus. So if you don't need anything, just go sacred oils. So when you get these Nebula Stones from the event, it does reduce the cost for the upgrades per item, but again, it only goes up to Raven 6. If you want more information about this, please go check out Evil Do Us Harm's video. His video will be coming on the weekend, and he will be covering this in more detail, because I'm not really good at math, so I usually skip these stuff. So for the next 5 weeks when this event kicks in, make sure to do your weeklies. By doing your weeklies, you get 3 of these raid revival charms. These revival charms can be used in Black Tower, Vortex Temple, Twilight Temple, and can be used in SK. Very, very important because, having a revival charm in the raid is super, super clutch. However, keep in mind to use them. These charms, it has been confirmed by Jonathan that at the end of this 5-week event, these charms will not be usable. So do not save them. Just use them in the event and use them whenever, really. So this is a really, really nice item. It's gonna make a lot of dungeons, it's gonna make a lot of raids like stupidly easy, but whatever, I don't care. As long as I can progress, as long as I can get gear, I'm all for it. Good job NCSoft making things easier. Yay. They're adding a bunch of incentives for hard mode dungeons. They're giving these new psyche items that can drop. These psyche items, basically you get to enhance your accessories. So your ring, your necklace, blah blah blah, can become stronger. You can augment them by increasing boss attack power and critical. But to be perfectly honest, the only thing that really interests me is maybe Sandstorm Temple, because that allows me to increase critical and critical damage. However, if you have nothing else to upgrade, doing hard mode, doing these for min-maxing is a good choice, especially if you do have your Twilight Temple accessories already. I'm looking at you guys, Earth Summoners. Earth Summoners, you should definitely be doing hard mode, max out that critical chance, max out that critical damage, and boost that DPS by maybe 5 to 10%, which is not bad. There's a new Tower of Infinity season coming in. It's called the Season of Victory. They're adding 2 new badges. In the description below, I've linked the BNS tree version. You can just go there, check out what your new badges do. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty useless for most classes, but you can check them out anyway. Celestial Basin, they're changing Celestial Basin by quite a bit. They're adding a bunch of items that you can get, so just making life easier for new players to catch up. Again, I'm not going to cover this. It's just letting you know, check out Celestial Basin when the servers go live. They've added a whole bunch of stuff for you to upgrade. It's pretty cool. However, there is one thing that I will cover, and that is the True Heart, or I don't know why they called it Flood Heart on the stream, but basically it costs 2,500 peaches, you can get your heart, it adds 5 attack power and 55 critical. Recommend everyone to pick this up because more AP is always good and critical chance is always nice as well. They've also added MSP soul shields and Raven soul shields into the vendor, so you can buy them with peaches and spend less Raven feathers if you'd like to do that. So they're making it really easy for a lot of people to catch up to the Raven level, to Black Tower, so that since with the new Twilight Temple, they're trying to push everyone into Vortex Temple and try to get everyone geared. I can't blame them. It's just part of progression. Power spikes, so they need everyone in the server to slowly creep up to the new content, to power up to the new content. They've also added a few new things for hard mode, so in Drowning Deep's Ransack Treasury Sandstorm Temple, you can now get your Vortex Temple Soul Shields pieces 1 to 8. It's a random drop. However, this again only applies to hard mode. As for all the dungeons below, I think it's down to Naru Sanctum hard mode, there's an increased chance of getting your Black Tower Soul Shields, which is also pretty good. But if you're doing hard mode, honestly, you probably are already Raven. They've also added a new drop from Drowning Deep's Ransack Treasury and Sandstorm Temple hard mode, again to incentivize players to do these dungeons on hard mode. They've added the Faded Aransu Necklace. Basically, we get these Faded Aransu Necklace, and then you can power it with a Aransu Prism with whatever element you want, and you'll get your VT neck from it. Again, this is pretty nice. The Faded Aransu Necklace is tradable, so you can sell this on the market if you'd like. However, I have a feeling that this is probably not going to drop very often, and is probably not going to be worth a lot because Trove is here. Another thing that they're adding is Divine Grace Stones from SK. Now they can drop regular ones, which are bound to character. However, he can also drop Sealed Divine Grace Stones, which is not account bound and can be traded with other players, which is extremely nice. So I'm looking forward to see the market being flooded by Sealed Divine Grace Stones for a good price. Many wow. Another thing that they've added is Awakened Mystic Badges. You can now use Sacred Oils and Divine Grace Stones to awaken your Aransu Mystic Badge, or just even your regular Mystic Badges. So obviously you do not want to awaken your normal Mystic Badge. You want to wait until you get your Aransu Mystic Badge and then dump all your oils and dump your Divine Grace Stones to awaken that. Because it levels up from stage 1 to stage 8, and at stage 8 it gives you a nice HP boost. I think it's about 3,000 HP, which is definitely pretty good. So save up, because it's really expensive considering it costs 3 Sacred Oils and 3 Divine Grace Stones per upgrade. So that's 3, 8, 24 oils and 24 Divine Grace Stones to get your Mystic Badge from stage 1 to stage 8. Rather expensive investment. However, it is part of min-maxing. Now, Sea Glass and Blood Pearls will be craftable through the Forge Keeper and Radiant Ring, respectively. So that is also really nice. Just make sure to, if you're in dire need of it, you can craft it through this. But honestly, I still recommend people just farm Drowning Deeps until you want to die. But Drowning Deeps and Sandstorm Temple, these are fast ways to get your Sea Glass and your Blood Pearls. There's a whole bunch of changes for the Soul Fighter and Blade Dancer Soul Badge stuff, but I don't know much about either class, so I leave that to you guys to find out, because I don't know what they do. But anyway, now to the part that everyone is more interested in, and of course that is Trove. So for Trove, they made a few quality of life changes. First of all is when you open 5 boxes at a time, they will now, when you get a crit, it's no longer a picture of a treasure chest, because when it was a treasure chest before, you never knew when you really critted or not, because especially when you open 5 at a time, because you're just like, well, that treasure chest looks kind of shiny, is that a crit, question mark? So they changed it now to stars. So 1 star is a regular, 2 stars is like a mini crit, 3 stars is like the super crit. So basically now when you open up the boxes, it's going to look like the screenshot. You're going to look at the star and be like, oh, I got a normal crit, or oh wow, I got the super crit, blah blah blah. It's just easier to see if you got a crit or not. So that's going to be nice. And of course, finally, let's look at the items. So over here is the screenshot of all the items compiled together into one big ass picture. I apologize for the resolution. You know, it doesn't look the crispest, but whatever. You know, we deal with what we got, right? So first of all, they're putting in the Gilded Diamond and the Gilded Ruby. So Ruby came up before already. However, you know, it doesn't matter. It's still good. So, you know, these two gems, the Gilded Diamond, Gilded Ruby, are great DPS boosts. If you get it, congratulations. It's extremely good. They've also added the prisms. You know, they've added the Kanda Vihar, Shadow Prism, all the elements. This basically guarantees that you can get your Black Tower ring or your Black Tower earring relatively easily through Trove. They've added, you know, Empyrean stones, which is nice. They've added all of this, and Raven materials, of course. None of this is important. The most important stuff that they added are two items, very specific items. One is the Aransu weapon items, which is the Hive Queen Barb, the Hive Queen Husk, and the Hive Queen Rancor. These three items are used for your breakthrough from Raven 9 or from Raven 6 if you'd like into your Aransu weapons. So, you know, a lot of people are gated because of these three items before. However, now, since they're releasing it on Trove, this is extremely fast, extremely easy way to get your Aransu weapon. So that's nice and all. However, they're really sneaky here. They added two versions of the Hive Queen Barb, Husk, and Rancor. They've added the regular version, which is bound on character. Keep in mind, this is bound on character. So if you get it, let's say my summoner who already has Aransu gets a crit on Trove, and she's like, oh wow, I can buy a Rancor for my gunner. It won't work like that. If I buy the Rancor, it will be bound onto my summoner. I cannot trade it to my gunner because it's bound on character. However, the second version, which is the sealed Hive Queen's Rancor, that version can be traded. So make sure when you do get a crit on your Trove, and if you do get a Barb or Husk or a Rancor, make sure to double check that it's not a bound on account version before you buy it. If it is the sealed versions, congratulations, you know, that you can trade to any of your characters. You can even trade it to your friends. However, if you get the regular version, it is bound to your character and not tradable. And the rest of the items are kind of just like, you know, they're normal items. I'm glad they added heptagonal obsidians. Thank you, NCSoft, for listening and adding in heptagonal obsidians. The last Trove didn't have heptagonals. I was really disappointed. However, this time you did good. You did good. As for the rest, lots of cosmetics, lots of pretty stuff. There's a specific weapon skin that you guys should be paying attention to. That is the Dark Emissary Illusion weapon chest, especially you Force Masters out there, because the ribbon is purple. And that's it. It just looks different. So yeah, you know, definitely try to grab that if you'd like. Other than that, the rest is kind of meh. They've added the Jinsoyeon pet, the Monarch pet, and the Yura pet. The Monarch pet is really troll. I've seen this one on the Chinese server like 4 months ago. It's basically Mushin, but like a super derpy, monkey, happy looking version. It's really funny. He's really derp. And yeah, you know, he's okay. Yura, obviously, I know a lot of fans of Yura out there, so you can finally get your Yura pet. Jinsoyeon, I'm sorry for a lot of people out there, you know, Jinsoyeon pet used to be a very exclusive pet, you know, only a few people had them, and that's why the price was so high for this pet. Unfortunately, you know, they've added into the Trove, so it's bound to flood the market. So if you do have a Jinsoyeon pet that you're planning to sell, I would recommend you to sell them now. Other than that, the rest of the stuff in Trove looks really standard, you know, nothing new. Obviously, there is the Grand Celestial Wings, which they have added into Trove for a lot of you guys out there who are already completing Twilight Temple Boss 1 and 2. You know, this is, you could Trove really hard for a lot of these wings. But I personally will not be Troving for the Grand Celestial Wings because that is so far away from me. I'm still at freaking Arantu 3. So, you know, I won't be buying these celestial wings till much later. But that kind of wraps it up. I'm looking forward towards this update, mainly because there's a lot of stuff that I can upgrade. You know, at the moment on my summoner, I'm kind of just like, meh, there's nothing really to upgrade because I've upgraded most of my stuff. It's really just upgrading my Aransu 3 to Aransu 6. But you know, with this new update, I got my new bracelet that I need to get from the solo dungeon Circle of Sundering. I've also got my Mystic badge, which I want to max out. And then after these two, I want to get my Aransu weapon to stage 6. I'll be using Trove to achieve that. I'll also be trying to get my Aransu 3 on my gunner, also maybe throughout Trove. And yeah, so it's not bad, you know. I will be Troving, you know, it's to be expected. I'm looking at about 200 keys, and we'll see how it goes. If Trove is really nice and I keep getting a lot of crits, a lot of good items, you know, I might spend a little bit more, maybe buy a couple hundred extra. But, you know, for now, I'm planning to spend around 200 keys. Anyhow, that's it for me here. Anyway, I hope this video helped, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the healing?